In the next few problems, we're going to review diamond problems. Now, if you recall, in diamond problems, we need to find the two numbers on either side of the diamond that will multiply to the top number of the diamond and then add to the bottom number in the diamond. So looking at this first example, we need to think about what numbers can we multiply together that will equal 12 and then add to -7. Sometimes it's best to start off by listing all the factors of that top number, which is 12 in this case. So if we do that, we know that we can use 1 times 12 to multiply to 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Those will all multiply to 12. Now, we need to determine which ones of those will add to -7. We can see that 1 plus 12 will not add to -7, and neither will 2 and 6. However, 3 plus 4 will add to a +7. So that means we're on the right track. We just have to alter it a little bit to make sure we can add to a -7. So I'm going to put 3 and 4 in there. However, we're not done because even though that multiplies to 12, that will not add to -7. However, the other way we can multiply to a positive number is if we have two negative numbers. And so if we make that 3 and the 4 both negative, we can still multiply to a positive 12, and now we can add to a -7. Now let's look at this other example. In this next example, you can see that we have a term with x squared on the top and a term with x on the bottom. So just like usual, we want to start by thinking about what two numbers will multiply to the top number and what will add to the bottom. Now, when we add and we have a term with x and multiply to a term with x squared, that tells us right away that whatever is on the sides here, we better have an x with them because x times x will give us x squared, and when we add those terms, we will have an x. So now I find it easier to focus on just the coefficients, the numbers that are sitting out front of our x's, the 45 and the 14. I'm going to list out my factors of 45 because I want to figure out which of those factors will add to 14. Now, we want to list those out. We have 1 times 45, we have 3 times 15, and then 5 times 9. If you do not know factors of a number off the top of your head, that's totally fine. I suggest you take a peek at the factor list that is linked at the beginning of this assignment, and that will help you through these factoring problems. Now, looking at my factors of 45, if I add 1 and 45, that will not equal 14. 3 plus 15, that will not equal 14 either. It turns out 5 plus 9, that will equal 14, and that tells me that my coefficients are 5 and 9. So we have 5x times 9x. If we multiply those together, that gives us 45x squared. And then if we add those, that will give us that 14x on the bottom.